Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. For today's guest, we have Professor Barry O'Neill from UCLA. Welcome him in.
Hi, Matan.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And then, of course, we have Mike, as usual. Yeah, so to start, please just quickly introduce yourself for anybody who might not know you. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I teach at university. In fact, that's just about all I've done in my life. Teach at one university or another, and right now I'm at UCLA.
UCLA?
Yeah, I'm in the political science department, and I do game theory, which is a strategic theory of conflict. It's kind of a mathematical.
I actually was, not to cut you off, but I was doing some research about that, like just about what political science, maybe what you've studied, and I read game theory. What's your favorite one of those, like Minecraft, or is it, which one?
Now, when you say Minecraft, who are you thinking of?
Like the video game, like video game theory?
Oh, no, this is different. This is different.
Not like Hero Brian in Minecraft?
No.
Okay.
Mine. Oh, see, this is two worlds.
Ah, okay.
I don't
yes.
know what those are.
No.
But my particular kind of game theory is mathematical.
Mathematical?
You assume what people want. You assume what people know about each other. You assume what moves are available to them, and then you.
So like chess almost.
Well, again, its goal isn't to understand what we would think of as parlor games, chess or checkers or tic-tac-toe or the business. It's sort of a strategic theory. It's sort of a way of figuring out what is sensible for people to do in very simplified situations in order to get an idea of what, sort of get a baseline to compare with what they actually do. It started around 1944, a big book, Theory of Games and Economic Behavior, by John von Neumann and Oscar Morgenstern. And I would say it's spread into economics. I would say maybe a third of all economists use it. And to lesser
Like on the Wall Street and stuff?
Well, they're not applied economists so much. They don't try to predict exactly what will happen.
Right.
They try to understand the structure of the situation using game theory. And you know, I had a good experience a couple of days ago. I went to talk to a group of students in political science, and there were some teaching assistants and lecturers with me going. And one of them turned to me and he said that he actually said it not just to me, he said it to all the students. That was nice of him. That his study of game theory changed his view of the world.
Really?
It caused him to think in a different way. Here's an example. Maybe you remember the movie about John Nash, Beautiful Mind. It won the Oscar.
I don't think I personally watched it, but it sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was about this fellow who founded a big section of game theory, and then he got schizophrenia.
Oh, schizophrenic.
Yeah, and so it was partly personal, but partly his theory. It was featured in the movie.
And did he
won the Oscar?
And he became schizophrenic while making the movie?
No, he was at Princeton. He was a graduate student at Princeton.
Okay.
And he was already that way.
He was schizophrenic from like early childhood.
I would say so. I think it was some business of a congenital situation, and you know, whether this was the other half of being a mathematical genius, I don't know. He certainly was that.
He was a smart guy, but you know, I actually know a guy, a schizophrenic guy, but like with him, they don't really like let him like out. Really, they have to like keep him contained a little bit. So this guy, they just let him loose.
Well, he was functioning. In other words, he would do strange things.
Like talking to like birds and dogs.
Well, he was given to practical jokes on people, unfortunately. But he would do very strange things. It was hard on him. But he was still functioning in the world.
Right.
He couldn't, at a certain point, he didn't continue his academic work. But when he was less afflicted, during his 20s, for example, he produced all kinds of foundational ideas in mathematics. This was all at Princeton.
So that's a really good college. I was gonna actually ask you one of the questions I hear. So I know right now you're teaching at UCLA. That's where I met you actually. But you mentioned that you also taught at other university, and I wanted to ask how UCLA, compared to some of those, and what your favorite experience was teaching, like from either of the colleges you've been at.
It sounds like I'm pandering or something like that, but I'm as happy at UCLA as I've ever been. The universities are different, large ones where you may not know most of the people around, but at least if there's some resource you want, if you want to talk to somebody about some subject, some puzzle you have, there's somebody there.
They'll be like smart enough to talk about it.
Somebody who's studied it. If I need to know about some legal question or some mathematical question, chances are there's somebody there to do it. It's awfully nice to be the small one where you get to know the students. A private one is fine. The university is awfully well endowed typically. The students are treated great and so on. But I would say at UCLA, I feel more meaningful. My work is more meaningful because the students I deal with, many of them are, not to put down Yale and Harvard and so on, but many of them are first generation immigrants and their parents hadn't been to university and maybe they don't really speak English super.
That's bad or good?
It's what?
That's bad?
I'm happy to be able to contribute to their doing well in American culture and society.
Right, I guess this is not something I'd written down, just coming to mind. Do you think that we should let in more immigrants, or do you think that maybe we should just cut off all access, like not even let planes go like state to state, potentially even just take everybody, for example, in California and just lock them inside?
No, I'm not in favor of that. I believe
you don't think that would help, like maybe the economy or something?
Yeah. I think that there's many people have come in and they've done great here in the United States, and that's how the United States was founded. So I think that I'm not opposed to immigration at all.
Would you consider yourself a liberal?
Yeah.
Like a progressive?
Somewhere between liberal and progressive.
I would say obviously it doesn't apply to you considering what you've studied, but what do you think is the reason so many liberals have such low IQs?
Well, that's certainly a question that's loaded.
Right.
That's like, I'm not sure. Are you sure where did you read that?
From the notepad.
Oh, I don't mean that. I just mean, is this based on some research that liberals have low IQs?
I think it was maybe like a study. I don't remember the university though.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's correct.
You would say it's probably not correct?
Well, I'm not saying it wasn't correct, but I'm just not sure it's correct. I would want to see the study and that showed that's true.
And do you think that there might be, let's say even if it was, what do you think the correlation might be for that being the reason at all?
If it were true, I'd have to look into it further.
Right.
There's no. It's sort of hard to explain why, hippopotamuses fly.
Right.
Because they don't fly, and so I definitely want to question that claim about
that's fair. I'd say I'd have to reference it to you in a different point. But I actually had another question. Do you believe that automated intelligence like ChatGPT or The Rock's cookbook, Smell What The Rock Is Cooking, will change how education is taught?
No, what's the second one?
The Rock's cookbook. It's just one of the things that came up.
No, I don't know. I know about ChatGPT, and
Right.
that is a big problem for us.
Big problem?
Absolutely. If we want students to create an essay on some subject, we want to train them how to think. We want to train them how to express their thoughts, and all they have to do is feed a prompt into the computer, and something comes out. It's bad enough now. If it gets any better, that we can't tell which is for real and which is chat. It's going to be a big problem. I wish I could think of some solution to that.
Do you think maybe the solution could just be like giving the teachers maybe ChatGPT, and then we'll give, because there's ChatGPT like 3 and then 4, and then 4 is like the paid version. So maybe we'll give the teachers the 4th version, and then we'll give the students the third version. So if the students use the free one that's not as good, the teachers can use the fourth one to detect it, and then if they get them, they can sue them into the ground. Would that be a good solution?
Well, I don't think so, because I think that it shouldn't be kind of, it's sort of like spy and counter spy. I mean, it should be something where the students are challenged to express themselves, to use logic, to construct arguments, and you know, maybe ChatGPT-5 will come out and some student will get a hold of it. I'd rather it got solved in some other way, but I'm not quite sure what that way would be.
What if we? Well, I'm sure that if you're caught using it, you probably get removed from the colleges, correct?
No, that would be too strict.
Oh, really? So if somebody at UCLA is caught with using ChatGPT for like the final or the essay, they will leave them at the school?
They will. To kick somebody out for that as a first offense would be unusually strict.
What if they keep doing it?
Then it's certainly possible. And if you're a repeat offender, then that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, you know, I'm currently in high school. I do it online now, but even just doing it online, I see like a bunch of people just like I'm not in class or like a Zoom or anything. I'm just giving the work, and I don't personally use it, but just seeing from like what some other students do, a lot of them probably would. And there's like detectors to see if it's detected, but there's a lot of ways to get around that. So I remember I was talking with one of my teachers actually, and I was just coming up with what we could do. And maybe we were a bit extreme on it, but we decided like if you use ChatGPT, just maybe like 30 or 40 days in juvenile hall.
Yeah, we don't have that power to do that to students.
Yeah, try to change like the law into making it like that.
Well, I don't think people would accept it. I think that all you can do is give the person a failing grade in the course and warn them, and if it goes on, put them on probation for a quarter, and if it goes on and on, then you'd expel them.
And if they go on probation, that will like go on the record, so it'll be harder for them to get a job after college, or just have to make them go to college for longer.
No, I don't think that goes on the record.
No record?
Yeah.
Who makes better music, Young Thug or Future?
Now, you see, this is a question which I cannot. I don't. Who are these people?
Two rapper guys.
If you ask me about the Stones versus the Beatles, I could probably.
Who do you think of between those guys?
I kind of like the Stones.
The Stones?
Yeah.
But you don't know either Young Thug or Future?
No.
And you know any like new generation like rappers like Kanye or Eminem or anything?
Eminem I know, and Kanye I guess I know, but I couldn't recognize a song they're singing. I know them as celebrities. I don't know them.
So because the Young Thug and Future not famous enough probably to get into like the wider demographic.
I think that people have, especially in music, people have very, very different tastes, and they just love their own kind of music, but they may not, go. I wouldn't know if Taylor Swift were singing a song. I wouldn't be able to say, "Oh, it's Taylor Swift."
Are you a Taylor Swift fan though or not?
Well, what?
Are you a Taylor Swift fan?
I have no idea what she sounds like. It's just.
Oh, you just don't even know how they sound, but you'd be able to tell if it was like the Beatles.
That's back then. The reason I know about the Beatles is
because they're in your time.
Yeah, it was my time.
So they were probably making music when you were like maybe in your like 30s or 40s.
No, not that much. But in the 60s they were making music, maybe 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever taught like a celebrity or some sort of like famous person?
A celebrity. I've seen them on campus. Once I saw Chelsea Clinton on campus, but I've never taught anybody famous.
Is that like the daughter of the Clintons or something?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. They graduated from UCLA?
No, at that time I was at Stanford.
Oh, you used to teach at Stanford as well?
Yeah.
Any other ones besides UCLA and Stanford?
Oh boy, I used to teach at York University in Toronto, Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario, Northwestern, Yale, and I think that might be it.
So you're probably, to some extent, one of the most accomplished professors of this generation.
I would say I've been here and there. I've been kind of a wandering professor.
Right, right. I actually while doing some research, I read that you won the Woodrow Wilson Award
Yeah.
for like a book, correct?
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, it's an award that's given out every year for the best book in political science, and it's been given out, I think, since the 40s, and it's hard to make comparisons across fields of political science because they're so different. But in the 2000s,
Is that like, not to interrupt you, but political science is like about like science and politics? Like if you put like average Republican in like with smoke, they might be able to last longer with the breathing than like a liberal or something?
No, it's more like, for example, there's different areas of it.
Right.
You could talk about American politics. You could be studying the American public opinion or the electoral system, or you could talk about the comparative ways different countries govern themselves, or you could talk about international relations.
Oh, like, so talking about like North Korea versus South Korea and why North Korea is like really cool?
Well, yeah, that would be a good topic. You could talk about North Korea's foreign policy and how to reduce the danger of war, or you could talk about how dictatorships come about and how they fall.
And would you say you're personally a big fan of North Korea?
No.
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 Really? Why not?
Well, I think that it's a dictatorship and it violates human rights and it insists on having nuclear weapons.
And you don't like nuclear weapons? What if we just gave everybody nuclear weapons? Not even just the countries. What if we just give like even Mike nuclear weapons? And he's not really smart either, so that could end in disaster. But he might be smart enough to know that if he has nuclear weapons and you have nuclear weapons and he can't use them, and if everybody has nuclear weapons, even somebody as dumb as Mike might even be careful with them.
Well, there's actually a prominent theory of nuclear weapons that suggests that's true. I think there's a lot of ways wars can start, and by accident or by expectation that the other person is about to attack you. I think there's the fact that everybody's scared of everybody else isn't enough to make sure war doesn't start. And there's almost 200 countries in the world. If they all had nuclear weapons, I think there'd be a nuclear war wouldn't be too long in coming.
Probably because of like some schizophrenic people or something might just become crazy.
Yeah, that's another possibility. Somebody takes over who's irrational.
And do you think that like what do you think about that, like the old communist guy in the Senate? Old Soviet guy.
Who you mean in the United States Senate?
Yeah, this like old Soviet communist guy.
I must say I don't know who that is.
I think he's on like the East Coast. He's like a Jewish guy.
No, I do not know who you. Can you give a hint? Like what's his first name or his last name or anything like that?
Trying to think. I think it's in my notes.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders.
Oh, well, yeah, he's. I wouldn't call him a communist.
Soviet communist.
No, he's not. Definitely not. I mean, he did go to the Soviet Union. He did visit, but he spent a lot of time in Israel too. I would not say he's a communist. He's a socialist, maybe, but I like him.
You like him?
I do. I don't think Bernie Sanders. I don't think I wouldn't say have been my choice for president, but
you for sure voted for the big Donald, right?
Well, I did not because I'm a Canadian.
Oh, they didn't let you vote?
I decided against it because I would be shipped back to Canada.
Oh, shipped back if you voted for.
Yeah. Well, you can't unless you're a citizen.
I'm saying you haven't become a citizen.
No.
Oh, really?
No.
If you could have voted, you would have for sure voted for Donald, though, right?
No.
Not Donald?
No.
Who would you have picked?
Well, I think I would have voted for Biden.
Biden?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Well, you give me that look.
Scary thought.
Who would you have voted for?
Donald.
Okay, well, I would not have voted for Donald.
Not Donald?
No.
Why would you have picked Biden?
If you name an issue, that issue will be enough to say, yeah, that's... Well, for example, you asked me what I thought about...
Immigration.
The evils of immigration.
Right.
Or here I am in a university trying to open people's minds, and I don't... I think I'm worried about what might happen next time. So no, I would not have voted for Donald if I could have voted for him.
I see where you're coming from. Obviously, I have a different view, but like the way I'm thinking is like, if you ask me, I might even be in favor of removing my parents back to their homeland. You wouldn't be in favor of that? And then I would just get control of their house.
If they don't want to go, why send them back to their homeland?
For fun.
Okay, no, is it somebody's birthday?
Mike's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Is it your birthday, Mike?
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to Mike.
Looks like you're like in your early 20s or maybe 20. Ouch. Ouch. Do you need, maybe we could, do you want to give him a hand or?
Is the lighter not working?
It is, it's burned his thumb. Oh, there's an idea. See, I didn't think of that, and I've got the
Remember what I
PhD.
told you? I said Mike really now has a good brain.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. Don't put constrictions on people. If they want to be here, let them be here.
And do you so I mean, but what if they're from a country that like we don't like or something? What if they're from like?
What do you mean? Well, you might not like it, but I might like it.
I know, but I'm not like the what's the word like for not being like not kind to all people. But what's the word? You're not like considerate of all people.
Sort of authoritarian or repressive regime.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that's how I look at things.
All the more reason to let them stay.
Never seen somebody have this much trouble. You just taking out the lighter, Mike?
A big wish.
You have to. Who's the wish to?
Me, Mike.
Sing happy birthday to yourself first, at least.
Happy birthday to Mike. Happy birthday to Mike.
Hooray! Oops, not hooray. Hooray!
You,
No,
the
it's-
way you teach your students
Yeah.
in the past 8 years change at all due to the political situation in America being
I'm
really
trying to
crazy?
think. You know, I don't think it has. You know, different profs have different ways of doing it. You know, some profs are full of questions. People would call it the Socratic method, of trying to get the students to answer your questions. Some profs are open with their opinion, and hopefully, if you disagree with it, they're open to your disagreeing. And some profs try to give both sides of everything. I'm in between the second and the third one. You know, they know where I stand, but I also try to get both sides. And in that case, I haven't had to change much. Yeah.
I think maybe we have another person coming in.
Oh my goodness, really?
1 second. Let me just.
Wonder who it is.
I think he's another professor.
No kidding. No, no kidding. I wonder if I know him. Did you ever see Ali G? I'm not really picking up on the atmosphere. I'm answering things as I see them, but I can't think what else to do.
All right, sorry for the interruption. We actually do have another professor coming in. I don't know where he's taught, but welcome in Pentar.
Is he here? Oh, he's here. Gosh, shall I leave? Oh no, somebody else. Okay. I see. That's who he is.
Would you say it would be reasonable for me to learn how to lucid dream so I can imagine myself becoming the president and assaulting liberals?
Yes.
That is good.
Yeah.
And do you lucid dream yourself?
I'm not very. I used to, but now I just go to sleep and then wake up.
Yeah, you don't have any dreams, or just not lucid
I
dreaming?
must have dreams. Everybody has dreams, but I can't remember them.
You know what is lucid dreaming?
That means it's really clear. It's like
It's
you're
like
really
controlling
alive.
it almost. I've been trying to learn how,
Oh,
so I
I
can
didn't
do
know
that.
that. I didn't know that was what lucid dream meant.
Yeah, I've been trying to get myself to do it. So like, what I read basically is like you keep trying to put your finger to your hand,
Oh,
and then
really?
so when
And you dream you can actually do it.
yeah, so when you dream, it's like an instinct to try and do it, and then if it goes through, you know you're dreaming, but you won't wake up, and you'll just know you're dreaming, and that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to figure out how I can dream doing that, and then I'm just gonna start taking liberals out of America and just different types of stuff. You think that maybe we should even put
Where are you going to put them?
ocean?
Oh, put them and give them to Canada. We'd take them.
You like a Canadian president?
We have a prime minister.
I mean prime minister.
Yeah,
Trudeau.
I do like him, Justin Trudeau.
You like him? Did you vote for him?
Well, you see, I'm here. That's the trouble. I can't vote here and I can't vote there because there's no election booth I can go to.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy with him. I don't really know because I'm not Canadian. I just know not a lot of people like him.
Well, that's the way Canadian politics is. It goes back and forth, and it's true he's less popular than when he was elected. We'll see. I mean, Canadian prime ministers sometimes are in and out, more than American presidents.
They less than every 4 years.
Oh yeah, they can. In theory, they can stay for 6 years, but they could stay for a few months. It all depends. It's like Israel. It's like if you get a vote of no confidence, that's an implication that you're no longer able to govern. So you call a new election.
Is there a term limit so the bastard Trudeau has to go away soon? or-
Yeah,
The bastard, no, that.
Mike.
Like a term limit, so like a
Get
maximum
him
amount of
out.
time they can elect him, even if the people want, he can't go no more.
No, there's no term limit.
Oh, really?
He could be on and on and on.
Is it possible that depending on how bad or like unlike the president is, because I wanted this to get implemented in the United States, but like maybe they will have him like assassinated or something.
We've never had a assassination of our national leader.
No, not like assassination like Kennedy, like assassination where it's like from the government, they make it happen. Like execution, more like.
You mean like making somebody ineligible to run for prime minister?
No,
again?
like, let's say like everybody in Canada like puts like a vote or majority or whatever. I don't really know how the voting system would work, but whatever it is, they can just put Trudeau in like electric chair or something.
Well, we don't have capital punishment.
Oh, no capital. Did you guys ever have capital punishment?
Yeah, we had it.
And and you guys want to bring it back?
no,
Oh, really?
I don't think there's any chance of it coming back in Canada.
Would you want to personally bring it back though?
No, I'm happy it's gone.
Why?
Because I think it shows respect for life to not do it. If the state itself preaches respect for life, but actually takes lives,
Right.
that's a mixed message.
Would you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how religious are you?
Well, I'm spiritual, but not religious.
So, probably pretty low.
Yeah, if you mean religious in the strict sense,
Yeah.
like believing in some intelligent being that watches over us and brought us here, etc., I'm 0.
Oh, God damn it.
Yep,
0?
0. 0. Yeah.
What do you think happens after you die?
I think nothing.
Nothingness?
Nothing. When you're gone, you're gone.
What if you're somebody like this, like almost just non-existing? It's just nothing is at all points, not even like a little point of existence. This is just nothingness.
That's about it. That is it.
Do you think reincarnation can be possible, like becoming like him?
Well, I don't believe in it. I don't think people somehow are reincarnated, that some essence of the individual person goes from one body to the next and so
Right.
on. It's a wishful thought, but I don't believe in it.
I know this is a bit off topic, but is this something that would be taught at UCLA?
What is it?
Let me bring it up.
Okay. No, I give up. Who is that?
I don't know. I just asked a guy at UCLA. I said, "What type of stuff did they teach there?" And this is what he sent me.
Really? Well, I'm baffled. It looks like they're on bicycles or something. It looks like it looks like some Bollywood movie or something like that.
Yeah, I think
We-
they're like
we-
Indian,
Yeah, we might teach Hindi, or we
but
might,
not about like just like Indian people on bikes with the iPhone 4.
we might teach Indian culture and Indian tradition and Indian literature and so on. We probably wouldn't, bring him in to give a lecture on it. Though I don't even know who he is.
He had like 4 likes on that video. He's not famous. It's just that's what I got sent.
Okay.
I was just like reaching out to UCLA students. Like, what do you guys learn over there? That's what he sent me. This is more of like a hard-hitting question, but
Okay.
what do you think comes first after what comes after the first female president? A fucking dog?
We'll see. It'll happen. And
Eventually?
we'll see what and we'll see what comes after.
Do you think we should allow women to become president or no?
It's not a matter of allowing; it's the law.
No,
The
but
women-
let's say
women have every right to vote and become president.
and you think that's good or bad?
Well, yeah, it's good.
Why?
Why not? What reason do you have to say that women shouldn't become
Not
president?
able to process
yeah.
life, maybe.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Do you,
What does your mother say if you tell her that? Does she agree
um,
with you?
that probably would be an answer. Do you think women should be allowed to vote? Blah, 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 blah. It's just like, what are you even trying to respond to me? It's like they don't even. You only meet a woman here and there who can speak English.
Really?
I'd say maybe because you're at such high universities, you might meet more women. They're not going to accept the women who can't speak, but I think the illiteracy rate for women is probably close to 100%.
Well, you'll be surprised when you enter the world after high school. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
They're smarter than they look.
They're as smart as they look.
And so you think they are like smart and they look smart?
Yeah.
And do you think that women are smarter than men or men smarter than women?
I think that
Men.
there's different kinds of intelligence and
Right.
people.
Yeah, I agree. Like women better at making stuff like that.
Well, I wonder if that's true. I wonder if a woman made it. We'll have to wait and see how it tastes to decide.
Like a man can be better at politics and talking, debating, thinking, reflex, athletic ability, and then a woman can be better at like.
You're
something
going
that-
to explain to me who these two musical types are that you mentioned, right?
uh,
You asked me, do I like this better than that?
oh yeah, Taylor Swift.
Oh,
Oh,
not Taylor Swift. that can
I
find.
said Young Thug and Future, but those aren't women.
Okay, now who are they then?
Like rappers.
Oh, rappers. Okay.
They're from the hood, I believe.
Oh, really? Okay. Like in L.A.
Atlanta.
Okay. Okay.
Have you ever been to Atlanta?
Have I been to Atlanta? Yes, I have been to Atlanta. What am I saying? I've been to Atlanta a couple of times.
Have you ever met Young Thug or Future? Or any other like rappers over there?
I'm sure it's a pleasure, but I haven't had it.
Would you want to meet them?
Sure.
Do you play Fortnite?
Fortnite, what's that?
Like video game, online video game.
No, I've never played.
Never played any
never-
video games?
Long ago, I used to play Tetris.
Tetris.
Yeah, do you know Tetris?
I know Tetris. I've played Tetris. I thought you were gonna say Pong.
I played Pong.
Pong?
Yeah.
So Pong,
We're
Tetris.
talking a long time ago.
Yeah, they came out a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think I read you graduated from college back in 1974, right?
That was my degree. I think I graduated. When did I graduate? Probably in the 60s.
Wow. Okay, so back then, I had a question reading about this. Were you around during the civil rights movement?
Absolutely.
And who did you support?
Well, I supported people that wanted civil rights. I mean, I was in Canada, and so there's an issue of letting people, interfering in another country's activities. If it were a matter of peace and war, we were happy to, speak our minds because it had to do with something that affected Canada. We would raise money for activities in the South. We'd raise money for
Oh, so you were like helping out.
Yeah.
And-
there was something called the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee.
Right, what was that?
It was a group mainly of students that went down south to promote registration for voting. But we were in a group called Friends of SNCC. SNCC was the Student Nonviolent. We were friends of SNCC.
So you were like an activist, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that the civil rights movement should apply to, like, everybody, because I believe everybody should have equal rights besides, like
Yeah.
women.
Say, except all this group and that group. Go ahead.
No,
yeah.
women.
Yeah, all right.
Just not allowed to vote. But you disagree with that? Well, probably, because what we said earlier.
Yeah.
But I believe, like, no matter the race, I think equal rights should apply. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And how was it like during that time? Was there like a lot of arguing between you and like other people?
There was
A lot of racists?
No, in Canada there wasn't much racism that involved that particular issue. Sorry. So, but we tried to help out in the United States. We tried to pressure the Canadian government to do things to promote nuclear weapons agreements against.
You guys wanted Canada to nuke United States?
No, we wanted to have agreements that would reduce the number of nuclear weapons in the two countries.
I think that's pretty fair. And
Yeah.
I think, obviously I wasn't around back then, but I think activism about that stuff was good. And that leads me on to my next question. If you had to eat $1 million in cash for a grand prize of $45 million of cash that you had to eat, would you do it?
I'd try.
But what would you do with the grand prize?
Oh, well, I'd probably invest it and get rich.
No.
As it grew.
I'm saying, if you had to eat $1 million in cash
Yeah.
for a grand prize of $45 million that you had to eat, would you do it?
You mean I have to eat the $45 million as well? Or?
Yeah, you eat $1 million to win $45 million that you have to eat it.
There's no. What's the point of having $45 million if you have to eat it?
I don't know.
No, I'll pass. I'll pass on that. People do a lot of things for money, and I've never tried to eat a piece of paper, but I'd certainly look into it if it meant $45 million.
Does the game theory explain?
You want to try?
He's preoccupied.
He's guarding him.
Oh, he is. Okay, good. Okay, I'm gonna.
You
pass.
can pass.
Okay. I'm not. I would say I'll give you $10 if you eat the whole paper, but I won't do that. No, I will not do that.
Why do you think the airport doesn't let me bring my guns on the plane?
Well, because you don't have any guns. You're bluffing.
No, like my friend John.
Yeah.
I'm asking not like me personally, but why don't they let John bring in the guns? Because he's a felon? Who cares?
Probably everybody else on the plane. No, I hate to. Don't. You don't have to eat that. Really, you can. I give you permission to spit it out. Spit it out. Okay, that's good.
Not a bad taste. It tastes like a water in like edible form, but like gum.
I wonder. I guess that's now you're making me curious. Since what this paper tastes like.
It's because it's not my first time eating paper. Because back in the day, like Panda Express. When they give you the fortune cookies.
Yeah.
The way I do it.
Oh, you ate the whole cookie.
Yeah, no, not just the whole cookie, but I believe that you have to eat the fortune to make it come true.
Oh.
So I'll like.
There's something in that.
Yeah, so I'll like open the cookie and then it'll be like, you will have a destination where you will get $1 million in cash to eat, and I'm gonna eat the paper. Wow. And then I hope it comes true. It hasn't happened yet, but hopefully maybe someday it will come to me.
I'd be willing to start with a Panda fortune cookie fortune. I mean that's not
a smaller one.
Yeah, a teensy one.
But it has ink on it too. I was thinking that might be a little bit poisonous, but.
I want to read the fortune before I ate it.
Yeah, me too. I read it.
If it's going to come true, you better.
Yeah, I make sure that it's a good one.
Yeah.
Like one time told me, like, you will be successful in relationships because of your empathy. So I threw that one away, and then I saw one that said I'm going to get $1 million to eat. I'm going to take eating
Maybe you
that
got
one.
somebody else's fortune cookie by mistake.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like me.
Yeah, right.
Do you think that maybe we should like annex New York City? Just take all of the city with all those liberals in it and just cut it out from the earth, send them into, I don't even know, just get them out of here.
I wonder if New York City would like that.
No, don't give them an option. Because they're going to be liberals. They're going to say, no, it's fine. And then we'll just replace them with like Texans.
Texans, yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm not. I guess I'm neutral on that. You know,
Neutral?
Things will happen. Who knows what they are? People want California to divide. They want. Some Canadians want to join the United States.
Oh, really? Do you
don't
want to have Canada join United?
I said some Canadians.
How much money does it cost to go to the electoral college and get a degree?
That's a good question. Okay, that's a good question. I'll have to find out what degrees they're offering.
Maybe if you go teach
I-
there, it would be
every-
even better than UCLA.
it takes-
I'm sure.
It takes 4 years.
I-
They meet every 4 years. They have new people in the electoral college, so that fits.
But what about that old bastard Bernie, the communist guy? We're
Yeah.
talking about him.
What about him?
Do you like him? Well, you said you liked him. It's just
I haven't changed my mind.
I didn't change your mind earlier.
No, I haven't changed my mind.
What about this? Did that change your mind?
It changed my mind about maybe you, but it didn't
Thinking
change my
I'm
mind
crazy?
about- but yeah, it didn't change my mind about Bernie.
And do you think? What do you think? You like his socialism stuff?
Now what is he thinking? What's on his mind?
He's like blank, completely nothing. Like
Wow.
buy him from the store. I know you don't play like video games, but he will just stand here nothingness. Like
My goodness.
yeah. He just stands there.
That's impressive.
Not even
Wow.
flinching. Look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. He must trust you.
I think he just doesn't even. Maybe he probably doesn't even have pen receptors. Do you think that we should make drugs legal so everybody can finally try out crack and meth?
No, I'm not for that.
No.
I don't think. I think that there are dangerous drugs, and if they weren't addictive, if somebody could just try them and say, "No, thank you, that'll do," then I might say yes. I wonder who that was. There really going to be another person come in?
No, just the
Oh,
planter.
that's a professor.
Yeah,
And
Professor
who is
Planter.
this? Who is this anyway? Oh, sorry.
Security, don't want you touching, I guess. But
Okay.
he's I don't know where he studied, but he's like used to be the president of some country in Africa. He's like Superman almost, but the other guy, I forgot.
Yeah, it's got that. It's got this theme. It does seem like that. Probably it's. Maybe I'll find him on the web when I go home. He's protected. He's being
He's scared.
Yeah, really. Okay.
Art, well, listen, I think I've run out of
Run
questions.
Other questions?
I think we've had a good conversation, though.
Okay, thank you.
I
Thank
appreciate
for
you
having
coming
me.
on. Did you
And
enjoy the podcast?
I'm going to recommend it to many of the people in my department.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome. I would love to talk to some more liberals.
Yes.
Maybe if there's like a younger one, or even give me them a fight.
It'd be interesting to see how other people in my department would be on your show, on your podcast. But
You think they will have as good of a time as you?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. Hey, thanks everybody, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mike. And
And I'll just wave to him.
you want to take him home?
Yes, but I don't dare.
Oh shit! Yeah. This
Yeah. Thanks, Matan. I'll check out your podcast.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank